They said he was just a mechanic, a boy with dirty hands and useless dreams. But what the world didn't know is that those same hands would one day paint hope for millions. This is not just a story about talent. It's about a dream the world buried alive, a dream that refused to die. When a poor boy named Emeka picked up a pencil in a small Nigerian village, he didn't know that every line he drew was shaping destiny. But destiny has a strange way of testing the brave, because before glory comes fire, before applause comes pain, and before Emeka's name echoed around the world, his dream had to die once, so it could rise again. This is the story of the dead dream that shocked the world, a story that proves no dream truly dies. Emeka had come to Emeka, not by mistake, but by destiny. She was leading a project to design a new public school complex in Enugu, a place meant to give hope to children from poor families. But she wanted something different, something that would speak louder than the walls and windows, a mural that would tell a story. When she met Emeka at the workshop, she told him, "I don't just want colors on a wall. I want a picture that reminds every child that they are not too poor to dream." Emeka froze for a moment. He had never worked on something so big before, a wall taller than any he'd seen, a project that would be seen by thousands. But deep down, he knew this was the reason he never gave up. He spent nights drawing, erasing, and redrawing under the streetlight. Emeka would bring food and water, watching in silence as his pencil moved like it was guided by something greater than him. When the mural was finally done, it left everyone speechless. It showed a young boy sitting beside a broken car, holding a small pencil in one hand and a dream in his eyes. The boy was half covered in engine grease, but his shadow on the wall looked like a king wearing a crown. At the top, Emeka wrote just 4 words: "Dreams don't die poor." When the school opened, students and parents gathered to see it. Some cried, some clapped, but everyone felt something deep inside: hope. Pictures of the mural spread online. Within hours, radio stations talked about the unknown mechanic who painted hope. TV stations picked it up, and before he knew it, the name Emeka Okafor was being spoken all over Nigeria and beyond. That one wall changed his entire life. It became more than art. It became a message. Fame came faster than Emeka could understand. Within a single month, his name spread like Harmattan fire across Nigeria. They called him Emeka the Mechanic Artist, Nigeria's miracle of the brush. TV cameras filled the same workshop that once smelled of grease and engine oil. Journalists rushed in, snapping pictures, asking questions. "Sir, how did you do it?" Emeka would smile gently, his eyes calm, and say, "When a dream refuses to die, not even poverty can bury it." Mama Grace sat in their small sitting room, staring at the glowing television. Her hands covered her mouth, her eyes wet with tears. On the screen was her son, her Emeka. She whispered in disbelief, "That's my boy, my own Emeka." Neighbors gathered around, cheering, some clapping, some shouting. But Mama Grace just sat quietly, tears rolling down her wrinkled cheeks. Her voice broke softly. "God, forgive me. I tried to protect him from hunger, not from his destiny." Days turned into weeks. Emeka's story spread far beyond Nigeria. Foreign reporters called him Africa's voice in colors. His paintings were filled with life. People said they could feel his pain, his hope, his strength. Then one morning, a letter arrived. It was from a big international art company in France. They had seen his mural and wanted him to represent Africa at the Paris Global Art Exhibition. It was the kind of opportunity that comes once in a lifetime. Mama Grace cried tears of joy as she hugged him tight. "My son, the world is finally seeing what I almost destroyed," she said. Emeka smiled softly and replied, "Mama, you didn't destroy it. You just delayed it until it was ready." But destiny always has one last test before victory. Just 3 days before his flight to Paris, disaster struck. The old workshop, his second home, caught fire in the middle of the night. No one knew how it started. Some said it was faulty wiring. Others whispered it was jealousy. But by dawn, everything was gone. His sketches, his paints, his brushes, all turned to ashes. Even the wall that carried his first masterpiece was gone. Emeka stood before the burnt ruins, silent, his face calm, but his eyes empty. People expected him to fall to the ground and cry. But he just whispered quietly, "Maybe this is how God tests how much light we still carry inside." Despite losing everything, Emeka refused to cancel his trip. He boarded the plane to Paris with nothing. No artwork, no samples, no luggage filled with glory. Only faith and courage. When he arrived, the organizers were shocked. "Where are your works?" they asked. Emeka smiled faintly. "They burned," he said. But the vision didn't. They were speechless. Still, they gave him a chance. They brought out a blank canvas, pure white, untouched. The hall was silent. The crowd watched closely as the young man from Nigeria picked up his brush, dipped it into the paint, and closed his eyes. He began to paint slowly, quietly, deeply. Every stroke was a memory. Every color carried pain, hunger, and hope. He painted his life. The mechanic's hands fixing broken engines by day and broken dreams by night. He painted his mother, crying beside a lantern. He painted fire and ashes, and from it, a single flower rising to the sky. When he finished, the hall went silent. Then someone clapped. Then another. And soon, the entire room rose to their feet. There were tears. There were cheers. Even the judges could not hold back their emotions. His painting was titled, "From Ashes We Rise." It won the Grand Global Art Prize. Emeka's art made the world remember his name. And Mama Grace finally understood. She hadn't failed him. She had just feared too soon. Some dreams only need time, faith, and courage to bloom. Because in the end, success is not luck. It's listening to that quiet voice inside that refuses to die. Dreams don't die poor. They only wait for courage to wake them up. If this story created something unique in you, please like, share, and subscribe for more of it.